Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? Alright, so today, continuing my ProQuest testing, I'll be playing Control Dash today. I'm trying to see if there's any changes I want to make to the list, and I'm really just trying to iron out and get a lot of my final reps in with the deck. Oh, excuse me. So we'll see what comes up today and how things go. This feels like a go first matchup. I'm curious to see if my opponent's even here, honestly. Skullcap, Tunic, Gauntlet, Legs. Let's see here. What cards will be good? Probably want Command and Conquers if I had to guess. Probably want Remembrance. Nah, I say we just bring in 2 Command and Conquers and try it this way. Hi, Taryn. Who's my widow kitty, huh? Who's your widow kitty? Alright, let's see. Yep, this is my Control Dash paper. We'll start with a chamber. We'll go bottom. And then I'm just gonna pass an arsenal. This basically just means I can play my Scab Skins here pretty free. I think I'm just going to leave this way. Block with the Brutal Assault. We'll take 3. That way we can gain a life off of the... gain a life off of the heart here. We're going to go ahead and come in for 2. We'll pitch to load that, play Purifier, Arsenal this. The faster we can get in, the faster we get the item set up, the better we'll be. Let's see. All right, Talishar, Levia, and we went first. Levia is one of those decks that, if you're playing at ProQuest, you won't play against a lot, but it will be there, so it's definitely something to keep in mind. This honestly makes me worried about Pummel, the way they played this. I guess losing my Sink Below isn't the end of the world. Let's see if they have the Pummel. There's nothing I can do if they do have the Pummel, but considering they had the second action point is what made me consider not doing that. Alright. Load Purifier, load Chamber, activate Purifier, come in for 3. We'll just start putting the pressure on. Levia doesn't strip too many cards from your hand. And even when they do, you're normally able to have a blue left over so that you can continue the onslaught of pressure. Having 2 last-ditch efforts together is not great, but it's fine. I'd rather them be on the bottom of the deck than anywhere else. So they do have in Carrion Husk against us, which I do find very interesting, because Carrion Husk is not exactly something I would... it's not something you want against Control Dash, but one of the things that I was talking about during the team's testing session the other night is the benefit that I think you would receive from playing Control Dash is that everybody's going to be expecting Boost Dash. So you do get a little bit of awkward deck building from your opponent, which I think is very good. Let's see. I can use the Sink Below here. Block with Command and Conquer, and then guess I could put the Healing Bomb on the bottom and look for a blue to try and get another item out. I'm just going to pass here and play the Sink Below, and I'm going to put the Healing Bomb on the bottom. Or is it better to put the Command and Conquer on bottom because we want Command and Conquer for second cycle? We want to be able to get items out as fast as possible. Alright, so now this is nice because this allows us to... We can use the Tunic to block with one of these if we want to on whatever their second attack is. Or we can... we get to use Tunic to load this. And then we get to go get another chamber. Or is it better to have a breakpoint and go get another purifier? Huh, that's a good question. Now, I take 4 unnecessary damage here if I do that. I'm tempted to just use my Tunic resource efficiently here. I think that's better than... I don't know. I just like using Tunic resource efficiently here. Finding a blue was awesome here. I think Chamber is better. Like, I know that it's mathematically better, but I'm honestly wondering if Breakpoint is a little more relative here than the... if Breakpoint is a little bit more relative than 9. Like, it's 9 versus 8 with the way we have our items set up, but... I mean, they could just be baiting us, and they could just have a blue. Like, it could be a yellow or a blue and a pummel there. I don't think so. But I could be wrong. They could be baiting us by pitching the 2 reds. Oh, they have the energy potion too? Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but... let's see, how many Command and Conquers is that? 2? Did they pitch one earlier, maybe? Or did they just... I don't know, that's the second one they've played. I think I'm going to discard my blue here. I think I'd rather have my defense reaction in Arsenal than I would have a blue to try and load up my items and play a little bit more offense here. I don't think there's anything wrong with us having a defensive turn or 2. So being able to use my defense reaction here would be very good for us, because using the defense reaction plus blocking with this rounds on me gives us the ability to pitch Brutal Assault to pistol once or maybe twice, and then play the Sun Kiss and gain some life. They did not banish something, so it does not have Go again. So I can... I'm just going to block with the Fate Foreseen here. Yeah, I'm just going to block with the Fate Foreseen here. This does not have Go Again, so that's cool. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not great, but they are getting a lot of early damage out of the way now. I guess we'll top that. If nothing else, it blocks 3. Now I'll discard this round's on me. So we will activate Purifier, come in for 3. We're only down 10, which is honestly not a bad start to this game for us. Control Dash is one of those decks that's constantly playing from behind. We get to shoot for 3 more and give Go Again here. I honestly keep seeing all these like special sleeves, and I keep wondering how people are getting these. Alright, so we put them down to 32, and we went back up to 28. Now, finding the heart here is actually really cool, because our final play can be pitch the heart to Fandle's Fighting Spirit, which is pretty neat. Yep, we'll block 3 here. I mean, they probably have another pummel if I had to guess, just based off the way that they pitched awkwardly. Or maybe they just wanted to pitch multiple cards here. Not sure. So we get to gain 2 life here, present 6. And then we're going to gain 3 more life off the Sigil, and then arsenal the Oasis Respite. Oasis Respite is actually good against our last Command and Conquer too, because this is prevent the next 4 damage that would be dealt. So, okay, so they inefficiently cover that up, which is fine. Like, okay, so we load this, we activate, we're going to attack, we're going to Go Again, we're going to pitch the Fate Foreseen to reload the pistol and shoot for 3 more with Go Again, then I'm going to pitch Last Ditch Effort to come in with Fighting Spirit and then leave the Respite in my arsenal. Oasis Respite's a great card. Even if I'm not gaining the life off of it, it is a 1 for 4, which is below, is generally below rate, but Levia also blocks pretty well, so it's like it's not crazy for them to just like block and continue to take as little damage as possible. The more they block, the better we are, the better off we are. They're forced to either, they're forced to try and swing back at us, or they have to take damage at a certain point. Now, their Carrion Husk will give them a little bit of a buffer. I'm going to go Fate, Payload, Last Ditch Effort on the bottom. I'm not really sure what they're doing here. We're going to continue to get in because every time they're not attacking, we're just putting cards back into our deck. We are just continuing to cycle through, put cards back into our deck and make sure that we're not getting fatigued. Honestly, they might throw the Husk at the Command and Conquer here. I kind of want to leave my Tunic counter up just so that I can use my Respite whenever I need it. I mean, you can't play defense reactions, so I don't know what my opponent's doing here. Alright, we got a Pummel out of the way, and they took 4 that turn, so... let's see, we went Blue Payload, we went Fate Foreseen, Payload, Last Ditch Effort. So we'll go Healing Bomb, Payload, Sift. I don't know what they're doing. Like, maybe they're just sitting and waiting, trying to set up for something. I honestly don't know. I do know that the sooner we find items the way the game is going, the better off we're going to be. The fact that they're not blocking is a little frightening to me. The fact that they're not blocking, okay. So they don't block the first one and then they throw a Fate Foreseen at the second one? Put a card on top of their deck. We'll attack for 3 again. I mean, like, they have to realize that we are catching them on deck count. So, I'm going to go Whisper, Zipper Hit, Throttle, or Whisper, Sink Below, Throttle, Zipper Hit. A 3? Alright, so they only get one. They only get their action point back. So, this is a really good line of play for us because we get to block 6. And if they have the Pummel here, we get to use Tunic to Oasis Respite. Yeah. Load this, play Purifier, pass. So now we're set up and we're up 13 points. You can definitely tell our opponent just has not played against Control Dash before. One, two, three. So I can block 6, take 2, keep everything, well, leave nothing loaded. I think I'd rather go to 27. There's no way for them to pummel me. So I think I'd rather go to 27 and keep everything but 2 items loaded. And then Arsenal the Oasis Respite. because 4 is not the same as 3, not even a little bit, which I know is like kind of like a duh statement, but like 4 being a breakpoint is so relevant, especially on pistol hits, because once we get to like late game, they have to throw multiple cards at it. So our opponent made an active choice to say, I'm not going to block with my husk on any of your early stuff so that I can save it for when something more relevant. I understand why they did that, but when they saw that I was trying to set up and play a controlling style dash, I think it was an incorrect play. I think they should have used the husk more aggressively. Hi, Taryn. Yes, who's a little buddy, huh? Are you my little buddy? Taryn likes to hang out with me when I'm at home. Yeah, so see, now they're forced to throw their husk at our pistol, which is awesome for us because that's just 2 points they just missed out on. They missed. Oh, this hand's not good. They missed out on enough points like that, and they will just continue to lose the game over time because we will outvalue them. And Levia doesn't really have a catch-up mechanic that I'm aware of. I know they play bellows and things like that, but a 6. Sheesh. So this might be pitch red Fighting Spirit, block with the 2 yellow ones. We're going to pitch the red one for this respite here. What is this? Reveal a card in your hand with cost 2 or greater. Cash in is revealed. Demolition Crew. 6, dominate. So 2 for 6 would dominate. If it blocked 3, it'd be broken. Not super interested in blocking this. I know there's only 1 blue pummel left in the deck and they pitched it already. We have seen... Yeah, okay. We take 10, go to 17. We're going to discard a yellow one. And they're going to end their turn. So I am going to use the yellow Fighting Spirit here to push 6 points across. We get to stay a little active on the... We get to stay active on the offensive end here. No, Taryn, you're fine. We'll give go again. I know that I could pistol an extra time if I wanted to here with the Tunic counter or the Oasis Respite, but I think I'd rather just pistol for 3, and then I would rather have Tunic Respite up. I think that's a better line of play. So 2 blues doesn't even allow me to do what I want to do. So I like blocking for 3 here. Okay. I think I am going to use Tunic and Respite here. I know I'm missing out on a point by not gaining a life, but... Hey, Taryn, no. Leave the leaves alone. We have these plants, these fake plants in our house, and Taryn's eating them. So I'm going to take 2. I'm going to discard the Sigil. We're going to tick up Tunic. Taryn! Get away from that. Like, after you yell at her, she stops and she's like, oh, what, me? And then, like, Taryn, get away from that. Yeah, no. Okay. That'll be a great video. Hang on just a second. Okay, the plant is taken care of. I'm going to pistol for 3 twice here and then arsenal the Fighting Spirit. I think keeping an arsenal keeps my opponent on their toes. And it makes them think a little bit more about what I have or what I could be doing. And plus we're getting to put a card back into our deck. And maybe something happens here and we have less life than our opponent. And we can... Ooh. Now, that's a spicy meatball. So, we're going to block Whisper, Zipper Hit, and Skullcap inefficiently. I hate to block Skullcap inefficiently like this, but I think it's necessary. She's over here trying to get to the plants now, and she can't. I'll throw 7, and I'll just arsenal the Plasma Purifier. I didn't realize it, but they are dying to Blood Debt. They're not activating Levia's ability, so they are dying to Blood Debt. I moved the plant to where she can't get away from it, but she's just sitting there staring at it. Oh, my opponent's just going to concede. All right. I mean, the game was definitely, like, won by me there, so, like, I'm not saying they should have, my opponent should have conceded, but the writing was definitely on the wall. Let's see here. When I was at 19 when the game was over, and my average value per turn was 9.71. Now, all of these things are less relevant for Control Dash, but I still like to keep up with them regardless. The average value per turn is way less relevant for Control Dash than it is for like all the other aggro decks that I like to play. Taryn is now sitting over there glaring at me that she can't reach the plant. Sorry, I'm filling out the next page of my notebook here. I don't have that many games on Control Dash, so the pages are still relatively new as far as that's concerned. Let's see. Control Dash, we'll go competitive CC. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We want Accelerator, we want Tunic, we want Gauntlet, we want Command and Conquer, want Remembrance for sure, and I cut 2 Fate for Scenes because I'd rather have the Sync Belows. Now, this is a very close matchup, but it is very winnable. And we're going second. Okay. Sending a Ravenous Rabble at us, huh? I'll take 1 here. Have a Yindarai on top. I mean, there's no poppers in our opening hand, but... I think throwing the Spark and keeping the last-ditch effort to make sure that I have a blue is kind of necessary. Darren, will you leave the plants alone? Okay. Do I want to inefficiently use a point from Skullcap to save an Ashwing? So it's definitely worth blocking here. I'm just curious if giving them an Ashwing is worth or not. I think it's fine. I think I can take 1 and give them an Ashwing here because if I draw, like, pretty much, unless I draw Trip Reds here, I should be able to kill the Ashwing and should be able to kill the Ashwing and put Purifier into play. So we're definitely going to kill the Ashwing. And we're going to give go again. So I think we play the Purifier pitching Sink Below and Arsenal the Spark of Genius because we know this is a second cycle game. And the Spark of Genius gives us the opportunity to be able to put more things in play. Remembrance is a little too early right here. We're going to go to 34. I have to let my life total get a little bit lower than theirs at the beginning of the game. It's just the way the game plays out. So I have to take this. We're going to have to pitch the Remembrance, and we're going to Arsenal the Sigil of Solace here. Hopefully they don't have anything too taxing. So this card is worth exactly 4 points because they have no action point. I mean, I guess they could Snapdragons if they wanted to. And they have no action point, and they only have a card in hand. So the on-hit effect here is worth 0 points, unless they decide to use their Snapdragon Scalers. And then it becomes worth average 3. Yeah, and they decide not to use snaps here. Like, if they did use snaps, like, I mean, it's fine. So we're going to kill Asvalai here. We're going to give go again. I am going to reload the pistol. I'm going to Spark for 4. Spark of Genius is a really good card. I really like the tutor effect. Being able to attack for 4 is very relevant, but I think being able to attack an extra thing is more important. Both are good. Let's see. We're going to go Remembrance, Whisper, then Zipper Hit. Drawing a Popper is also pretty good. I could pitch this Sigil to Oasis Respite if I wanted to, and then just leave this one in my arsenal. Mode is draw a card. So they're definitely going to give Go again here. I mean, I want to keep my blue here. I think pitching Sigil to Respite here is fine. We'll pick E-Strike. We'll go back to 28 also. So we're basically just preventing all 5 points of the E-Strike here, which is good. That's where we want to be at. Gonna take 4. Jesus. Let's see here. I can block 2, which means I basically block 3. So I'm gonna take 4 and go to 19, and then I'm left with a blue to be able to pistol twice if I want to. They're putting a lot of pressure on us early. It is very inefficient to... It's very inefficient to block here. I think I'm just going to use Tunic to load up another item. We'll load a chamber. I'd rather have a chamber loaded. And then I'm going to get to go back to 17 and attack them for 6. They're probably just going to take it here. I think this is the most efficient use of my cards. Like, the Sync Below is fine. They bring in Sync Belows in case I'm aggro dash, which Blake on our team disagrees with, but I'm going to be honest, I don't hate it. Now, he is way more knowledgeable of Dromai than I am, so when it comes to Dromai, I take his word for it most of the time. But we do disagree on some things, sometimes over game philosophy. So this does have Phantasm, so I can bust this and gain a life. So I do get to stop their turn here, which is pretty solid. So let's see here. I can load up all my items, or I can pitch Shockwave. We will come in for 3. I do really like the idea of draw a card on Enlightened Strike, but I'm not guaranteed to draw a good Arsenal card. Not that you ever are, but I think there are certain decks that have better opportunities to have Arsenal cards. Let's see. It might be better to... Like, I don't know. This is tough. Like, are we racing or are we trying to load up on the board here? Like, so we come in for 7, and if they take it, they go to 25, and then all of a sudden it's only a 7-point game. And we really have Sigils, so it's really only a 4-point game. or we make sure all of our items are loaded except for the pistol, and we put them to 29. I don't know. I kind of like 7 here. I think any way to try and get us back in this game is better. And I was like, yeah. So they're going to throw equipment here, which is funny because it's like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know that that's right because equipment is fine, but it's like they're just stopping life there, and I don't really know that that's worth it. So I do have the option of Pitch Shockwave, or Pitch Oracle, I mean, to block with Gauntlet and Oasis Respite something if I want to. If they attack with... Okay, so this is still fine because I can kill the Chromai here with my Popper. And my opponent disconnected. Last game I made a comment about how Control Dash plays from behind. We're kind of seeing that here too. Control Dash spends more games than it doesn't from behind trying to play catch up. So we take nothing and go to 19. We gain a life. We're going to take 3 and go to 16 here. It would be awesome to have a second Popper here. But we don't, unfortunately. Let's see. Only seen one Chromai. Yeah, so I posted a video on YouTube last night, and during my video, I made the comment that good Dromai players put all their pressure on first cycle and then second cycle dragging you to death, and this is exactly what they're doing here. Wow, okay. I mean, block 3, go to 9. We get to kill 2 Ashwings here. And then we get to Arsenal the Respite. I mean, we're definitely on the back foot right now, but that was one of their big turns. And one of the good things for us is that a Popper can like take down almost any one of their, like, a Popper will end a turn a lot of times, more often than people realize. Like, because I know there are a lot of turns where like Dromai has an out or has this or does this or blah 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 blah, and so it is like Dromai can play around Poppers, but sometimes they're just kind of up a creek and they can't. Let's see. We're going to sink below, put the Fate Foreseen on the bottom. Find Shockwave. Okay. So, I mean, it's very unfortunate, but we are forced to take the Ashwings here. Now, we get to kill both the Ashwings. I'm going to sink below this and keep my 2 blues. Yeah, just keeping the 2 blues seems fine. Should be all 3 snatches if I'm not mistaken. It appears I am mistaken. I like this new aggro build of Dromai that people are playing. Kill an Ashwing. Kill an Ashwing. And then I might as well push through some damage here. Just attack them for 2. Like, it's only 2 points, but I think that counter is worth more than 2 points right now. I'd rather save that for a later spot in the game. Okay. Command and Conquer. So, I think this is a good spot to throw Skullcap and Oasis Respite. We get to go to 10, and they have a very lackluster turn. Like, if they're gaining life, that's fine. It is a little not great for us, but would be an awesome turn to have an item. Because they didn't really do anything or pressure our life total, so us having an item here would be a very good way to try and crawl back into this game. Because 4 is just so much better than 3. So, am I attacking again here? How many poppers have I seen? I've seen 3 poppers. I don't think I pitched any. So this is 4, which means there's 5 left in the deck. Let's say we've seen one and I miscounted. That means there's 4 left in the deck. So as long as they don't show up in terribly timed positions, I'm fine. Get to go to 11 and put 6 points of pressure on them here. I mean, I do think 6 points is relevant, so blocking isn't always like popping their stuff isn't always where we want to be. Gonna arsenal this respite. We'll just block here. I'm happy to take 1. Like, it's not a great feeling, but it's fine. So, the good news is that I can kill Uvia. My opponent's not going to attack with the Uvia. I can just pistol the Uvia twice here. And if they attack with the Uvia, that's either like one of the biggest brain plays I've ever seen, or like they're just not a very good Dromai player. Wow. I mean, yeah, I'll take 1. Maybe they felt like it was worth it with the game being 8-21. I don't know. I'm intrigued by that decision. All right. So we get to attack Uvia. Kill Uvia. Well, now we'll kill Uvia. So the question is it worth killing the Ashwing? Or is it better to gain 3? I think the answer is it's better to gain 3 because we're... Yeah, I think it's better to gain 3 here and go back to 11. 2 poppers is really good. That means if they have Dominia here, then we're in a very good spot. which could happen. Rake the Embers, all right. All right, so we go to 12 here. So this was like Rake the Embers and Chromai is also a very good reason that we having double busts here. Now with a blue and a yellow, we are gonna leave nothing loaded. Interesting. So would be a good turn to just use equipment if I had it, but so I think I'm just gonna. I'm gonna throw Spark and Skullcap here. I only leave my opponent with one Ashwing here, and I still have a Popper in my hand, so that's pretty cool. I'm not usually a big fan of just leaving a Popper in my hand like this because it's very signaling to my opponent what I'm going to do. But I think at this stage in the game, alright, so having two Poppers here is very good. I am very inclined in this situation to use the Oasis Respite. Just, if nothing else, off the back of gaining life. Like, it feels very solid. Okay, so Sweeping Blow. I think I'm just going to use the Sink Below here. Like, it is inefficient, but I think it's worth. Like, I always hate giving up a point, but I do just think it's worth to... Now, Mirror Guy is obnoxious. And unfortunately, I don't really have a way to deal with that either. So if that's a 0 for 4 in their hand, they've pitched Scar for Scar, Snatch. They have Blaze Headlong. They could play. There's another Dust Up. They have Ravenous Rabble. I think I have to go to 10 here. I need to save my Tunic counter. So I get to pop this and go to 11, and then I get to throw a counter on the pistol and then kill Mirror Guy. Like, I'm using a popper to kill a dragon here. Whether it's blocking with it or whether it's attacking it makes no difference. Okay. This is a very awkward hand. Would like for them to have a little bit of an off turn so that I can just put an item into play and arsenal my healing bomb here, but things don't always work out the way I want them to. I was like, I imagine they're going to. I can't imagine there's a world where they're not here. We might not be playing the Purifier. Like, we may just be pitching the Purifier to kill some things. Like, right here, my opponent asked if they could, like, undo their last move, which I, like, really appreciate, honestly, because not everybody does that. So, knowing that they have... I'm still going to block 3 here. I do think it's worth. I'm afraid I'm just going to have to take 4 here. I mean, I need to be able to kill both of those. Yeah, I'm going to go to 7 here, and then they're going to activate Furnace and do some nonsense. So I'm going to have to do this here so that I just don't die. I would close the chain. Okay, so... Man. Yeah, this is very awkward. I don't like to go and do stuff in competitive LoL, but I get distracted. IRL. Alright, so we take 2. So I just blocked with my equipment inefficiently because my Oasis Respite did nothing there. That's unfortunate. Gonna load this, we're gonna kill this, and then I'm gonna arsenal the healing bomb. Wish I had a... Yeah. Wish I had a way to play the healing bomb there. Lol. Dromai hard. I mean, Dromai's a very close matchup. There's a lot of nuance, in my opinion, to it. But yeah, I thought that the respite would prevent the damage that I had right there, but it just didn't. So get wrecked me. Scar for a Scar, huh? So I can block with the Command and Conquer, which feels bad, and then I can pistol that twice. So I'm going to use one blue to load. I'm going to use another blue to shoot with Go Again, reload the pistol, play Healing Bomb, go back to 6, and then Arsenal Sunkiss. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one left in the deck. That's the one I pitch stacked. Okay, I didn't want to block with all of that. I need to avoid the last Red Hot. So, no. Okay, so we're going to load this. I don't have an instant, so I don't need to click it another time. I'm just waiting on my opponent. Alright, so we attack Yindarai, removes the counter. We give Go Again. We load the chamber. We kill Yindarai. We give Go Again. Play Healing Bomb, go to 6. And then I'm going to Arsenal the Sunkiss. Brutal Assault, then Zipper Hit. I would have liked to have had another turn where I could have got an item in play, but it has not worked out this game. Well, this is bad. Oh, this is really bad. Oh, man. This would be a very good spot for me to still have my Gauntlet, because I could block with a Zipper Hit, and then I could pitch the Purifier to use the Gauntlet. Am I seriously about to throw my Tunic? Alright, so the other option is I block Brutal Assault, block Zipper Hit. If I block Zipper Hit and Tunic, I'm able to pitch my Throttle to load Chamber, hit Kyloria, give Go Again, and then I can throw my Brutal Assault and kill Miragai. And then I can also spin my Tunic counter to load something else, just to have something loaded. God, this is bad. Okay. So we kill Kyloria. Reload my pistol. Throw Brutal Assault at Mirror Guy to kill it. Unfortunately, I don't have Go again, so I can't play my Sunkiss here. But I get to stay at 6 this way. The Heart is a very welcome card. I mean, I've never played against Dramai playing Pummel, so I never play around it in this matchup. I mean, maybe that'll be my demise one day, who knows. So, we get to gain a life here. Load Chamber. Load Purifier. Load Chamber. I think I'm just going to gain a bunch of life here and pass. I probably should have just arsenaled the Sigil there. I got a little ahead of myself. So, Billowing Mirage. I'm going to block with Whisper here. I mean, I'm probably in a situation where I could just take the damage. But I don't think that's correct. I'm going to bust this. Anything I can do to shut their turns down, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So this is a turn for me to try and get back into the game and put a little bit of pressure on. I'm going to well, no, I'm going to play the Remembrance. Normally I would just say Arsenal it, but I think playing it is better. Ship the CNCs back now. Why would I put Command and Conquers back in the deck? Why would I not put Fighting Spirits back in the deck? I'm curious to know why you say CNCs. Either or? Okay. So, I like the Fighting Spirits because they gain life if I'm lower. Plus they attack for more. My opponent takes 3. Gonna load Chamber. Most of the time I'm lower in this matchup, so I think that's where my thought process comes from. CNC is cheaper, Fighting Spirit is better blocker. They should attack for equal. I mean, the red ones attack for 7. Yeah, the red ones attack for 7. So my opponent goes to 15. I'm going to play Remembrance here. Okay. You shouldn't have red ones in the list? Yeah, red ones are definitely in here. Like, you never sent me your updated list, so this is... I'm playing all 3 red ones. They're great for this matchup. No, I mean, dude, it's all good. Like, I get it. Like, there's a lot going on. It's holidays and stuff. You don't have to explain it to me. I mean, I think I just have to take this here. Yeah, they are good for this matchup. It's on YouTube, too. Yeah, I didn't know whose channel it would be on. Like, if T has a channel or, like, where it's at. It's like I'm more intrigued in blocking whatever they throw at me afterwards. God, this thing is so obnoxious. Now, that's all 3 of them, thank God. Does the second blue matter? I need my first blue to load everything. I need my second blue to shoot, and load something else. So 2 blues keeps me exactly where I'm at. So I can stay at 6, or I can go to 5. I think keeping everything loaded is fine. I think that's worth 1 point. Yeah, I don't. Since I'm just killing Ashwings here, I don't need to. I don't need to use. All right, 3 poppers in the deck. That we did not draw one of them. All right. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I'm on the edge of actually fatiguing my opponent here. Not that I think that's super likely. I did that yesterday. These more aggro builds of Dromai are... it is possible to fatigue them. Yep. I'm going to block this. Unfortunately, I got to take 2 here. And it's very possible that this is a 0 for 4, and I'm not dead, but I do go to 1 here. I would have pitched the Purifier off the Arcane. Yeah, so like staying at 2 is fine, but I can't kill the Asvala if that's the case, and then I'm stuck in the same loop of where I was at. I stay at 2, but then I have to find a way to prevent it next turn. So that's my thought process there. Now, granted, I guess I don't know that I'm stuck blocking with the rest of my cards there like I was, but I've seen them pitch a lot of 0 for 4s throughout this matchup. Unfortunately, if they have a bit of pressure here, we might just be dead. Like, if this is a 0 for 4, I'm just dead here. Yep, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Our opponent played that very well. They pressured us a lot early, and then they pitch stacked very well. Back-to-back Purifiers killed you? Yeah, I knew there was 2 more in the deck. I really needed to see a bust anywhere in the middle of those 2 hands. Oh, they disconnected before I could compliment them. Oh well. It was a good game by my opponent. Let's see. I lost. They were at 15. It's really funny because like 15 life is like there's a lot of separation there, but like that game felt a lot closer than them still being at 15 life. That is for sure. All right, so let's see. Makes us 1-1. I'm gonna do, well, actually, I'm gonna run and use the bathroom before I do comp real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Bathroom break. Now we're back. Let's see if there's any... Oh, there's a lot of classic constructed games. Against Dory. So, Dory's another one of those decks that I don't think we'll see play a lot, but might run into it. So every now and again when these games pop up, I don't mind to play against it. So let's go legs, skullcap, tunic, gauntlet. We just want all the defense reactions here. I mean, maybe we want that all you got. I mean, it's a 0 for 3. That's another defense reaction. We'll throw it in there. Let's see here. What cards do not seem good? E-Strike seems unnecessary. I think having all the items as setup is very good. I do think that's how we'll win the game. I don't think I want unmovables in this matchup. It seems kind of gimmicky. Am I just playing 63 cards? Like, cut a purifier. I probably don't need more than that. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, this is weird. Am I just cutting 2 red fighting spirits? Seems fine. We'll just try that and see what happens. Oh. Guys, if you were just joining, I apparently am doing nothing. Oh, if you're just joining, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. I have no idea what's going on. But testing for ProQuest season. I'm stuck between Iyslander and Control Dash, and today I'm playing Control Dash, trying to get some more reps in. Okay. That was bizarre. I mean, I guess I could play Sift and put these on the bottom. Try to find an item. Gain some life and arsenal that. Alright, so those 2 cards actually put a purifier in my hand this time around. So that's cool. Oh, made that disproportional. We gotta fix that. Gets +2, and if it hits, they get go again. And they are playing Dawnblade. They're playing Skullcap. That's interesting. We'll block 6. We're going to play that all you got. I mean, they could have a 1 for 3 here, and it still, like, kind of sucks. But let's come in for 2. Let's see what they do here. I'm curious to know if they block here. They have no reason to block this early in the game. I'm going to gain 3, and then I'm going to put the Purifier in my arsenal. Talishar playing against Dorinthia. I was able to go first. It's a reaction. I'll gain some life. I'll choose not to give go again. And then we'll arsenal the Purifier here. Okay. Really want to be able. I really want to use my. Really want to use my Fate Foreseen this turn and arsenal the Oasis Respite because we'll have a counter up on the Tunic. Hi, I've been playing Control Dash and I think Iyslander is a tough matchup. Any tips? So Iyslander is a very close matchup. That's like been my experience. I do think that as Control Dash, Iyslander is favored, but it's definitely very close and there's a lot of intricacy there. One of the things I would say is that one of the mistakes I was making early on is that I was playing too aggressive. Like even with the Control Dash deck, I'm still trying to play more to win the game than I am to not lose. And while I think that's correct, I think that you can pretty safely. I'm going to use Fate Scene here. I think you can pretty safely just keep putting cards into your deck and continue to try and like make the game go longer, because as Control Dash, you can actually fatigue Iyslander pretty easily, because you should have, if you're playing Control Dash, you should have A, B, 3 or 4. And if you have A, B, 3 or 4 in Tunic, and like you have Oasis Respite in your deck, like you should definitely be able to climb that wall. That's my experience with it anyway. I was playing way too aggressively early on, and once I started playing slower and focusing on putting cards into my deck, I started winning more regularly. So our opponent has yet to hit us, which is kind of weird. I'm so used to trying to race story because I'm so used to playing aggro dash. It's like what I played at Nats, and it's what I played like during RTN season, but I actually played Control Dash when Starvo was a thing, because I started out on that deck and I thought it was a lot of fun to play that deck. So man, like there's not a great option here. I want to Arsenal the Spark of Genius so that I can get another item. So I can get another item out. Thanks. Want to watch you play Iyslander another day? No, I appreciate that, man. I enjoy playing Iyslander. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so blocking with Healing Bomb is bad because it only blocks for 2 and it's inefficient versus the 3 that it gives me. I mean, he hasn't done anything yet. Maybe I'm just supposed to take the hit. I mean, I am at 46. I guess I can just say no hits here, or no blocks, and see what my opponent does. The Spoils of War give go again, too. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I mean, I'll go to 41 here. And then, I guess if worst comes to worst, like if they just attack again for 3 or do something that's not very impressive, what I can do is use use Tunic, use the 3 reds in my hand. And play Spark. Or, they're coming in for exactly 4 here. We can sink below the Healing Balm, because we don't need it right now. And if we hit a blue, so it gets a counter if we let it hit a second time, right? And it's the second time it's hit this turn, get a counter. I think this is worth using the Respite here to keep a counter off of Dawnblade. I mean, they could have something here, but we get to use our Tunic counter efficiently this way. So Tunic ticks up. We're going to go pitch Sigil, pitch Zipper Hit, and we're going to get the Chamber. I'm going to put Sigil towards the top. I would rather see the Sigil. Honestly, this might just be another take what they do. Like, so Dory has a few cards like that say like, if this hits, draw a card. If this hits, do this or do that. The copper tokens aren't really super relevant. Copper tokens scare me and keep me up in my sleep at night because of Blood on Our Hands in Kasai in Blitz, and that's like 100% where my fear of that card comes from. Is this the draw card? Whenever this hits draw card. So I can block 6. I can block 6, sink below. I mean, I don't need another item in play right now, so maybe this is the block 9 and then force them to make a play turn. Target weapon gets +2. I mean, because it already has go again, and they're going to be able to... Alright, I'm going to take the 7 here. I don't think this is a great decision that I'm making, but... I would rather take their hit this turn and let them just kind of hit me and set up a sink below in my arsenal and have all my items in play. It's definitely one of the more interesting decisions I have made since I started playing this deck. Now, the Heart's cool. Like buying Heart of whatever it's called, Heart of Fandle has been such a good buy. Like that was one of those things that I was worried about purchasing, but that has been a very good buy, honestly, ever since I bought it. Okay, so they're just attacking with Dory for 4. And then I'm going to Fate Foreseen here. Defend it with a card from their hand, this Chain Link, draw a card, then put a card from your hand on top of your deck. Okay. So it lets them filter a little bit and set up their hand. We'll leave that on top. We could use a little bit of life gain here. So now we're going to sink below. Just going to leave both the cards in my hand. I mean, hopefully they don't have anything else to play here, but they could. And if they do, like, it's very bad for us. So the cool thing is they can't attack again. And we took nothing there. Like, that all feels very good to me. We're going to pitch Heart. We'll go back up to 29. Load this. Use this. Pow. Now we're going to start playing offense. I am going to Arsenal the Sigil of Solace here. I definitely believe that me having an Arsenal makes them think. We're going to load the pistol. We're going to load the chamber. Kapow. Get in there, Batman. Then we're going to Arsenal. Like, now, does our Sigil actually do anything here to, like, stop their game plan? No. But, does it make them think about it? 100%. There's also 3 Springboards in here we haven't seen yet. Now, Springboard is an interesting card because Springboard is rewarded with Patience. I wasn't around them, but it definitely feels like the original defense reaction. Your next Dawnblade attack this turn gets go again. So this might be a good Skullcat block. We'll just see how much they block for. Or how much they attack for. So this is for 6. So it's more than likely going to be for 9. The blowout play here would be as if they had the 1 resource attack reaction that lets them search for something. If I block with a card from him, which I'm obviously going to. And then if they have a blue or a yellow, they can route, which is also kind of a blowout. So what I could do here is block Skullcat, block Iron Rock Gauntlet, or Ironhide Gauntlet. I'm going to pay 1 by pitching a Fighting Spirit. And then I am going to reaction with that all you got. So we're now covering up 7, which means if they do have the +1, it's not that great here. Now Overpower. Man. Red Overpower was really good there. Because I can Respite here. Yep. So we're just going to take that, and then they're going to attack for 4 here. And I'm just going to Respite this and gain a life. I definitely would have used the Respite if it would have gotten me out of anything, but we'll just go back to 28 and pass. This is another very awkward, definitely blocking hand. So I go back to 30 off of blocking here. Okay. And they get to search. It shows me what they search for, I'm pretty sure. It gets banished, I think. Reprise. If the defending hero has defended a card with a card from their hand, this chain link, search your deck for an attack reaction, banish it face up, then shuffle your deck. You may play at this chain link. So, I mean, they could just be sandbagging a blue. If they get a route, we definitely know it's at least a yellow. Well, it's probably a blue because they need to be able to spend a resource to attack again. Glint was banished, so I mean, that's fine. It gives go again, and they draw a card, but now they have to pump up over the that all you got. Probably would have been better to use the Fate Foreseen and hold to that all you got. See, because now we're going to have to inefficiently use our Fate Foreseen. That was a mistake on my part. It was definitely a mistake on my part. I mean, like, we'll put that on the bottom. So the Dawnblade loses all counters, and we're just going to pass because I have nothing to do here. I'm probably going to do everything in my power to keep the Respite in my arsenal here. Like, it's 30 to 31. I'm just going to take their turn here more than likely. They're going to destroy Refraction Bolters. I mean, they can't attack again, so they might as well. The way they're posturing, it definitely tells me that their hand is best suited if we block. So I'm just not going to block. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. Now, eventually, we will have to play through that, but I go to 21 here. That's fine. Now we get to serve 12. I'm honestly wondering if it's worth playing the this round's on me. Yeah, I mean, because if you block with your Skullcap now, it's going to be inefficient, and they don't want that. That's the whole reason to play Skullcap, is that you get 3 block out of your equipment. Now, you get 3 block out of your equipment, and it works out for you if you're patient. Like, if you play correctly and do the right things, you're in a very good spot. I'm going to go ahead... No, I don't think it's worth it. It doesn't feel right to me to play this rounds on me. Like, maybe it is. I'm not sure. Wow, I was like, really? You're going to throw Skullcap there? I was like, that just feels wrong. Let's go. Get busy. As a reaction, we'll gain 3 life. Yeah, I'm winning, boy. Let's go. We're going to go Brutal Assault and then double this rounds. And then we're going to Arsenal that. So let's block 6. Like, oh, okay, so they're going to use Tunic now. Now, the cool thing is that I have Tunic Respite. Okay. Singing Stillblade is obnoxious. I mean, I'm curious to know what they get here. If they get a route and put, like, probably the Sift, if I had to guess, put the Sift back into my hand, then I'm probably just going to let all of this happen. God, Overpower is just so obnoxious. It just plays around the whole plus like the 4 reaction thing so well. So, I mean, yeah, like it's not great, but it's fine. I think it's definitely worth pitching the Sigil of Solace here to be able to attack an extra time. And by attack, like, well, not attack an extra time, but attack for 12 instead of 9. Pitching Sigil is worth 3 points here, and it will also be worth 3 points later in the game whenever we get back to it. I was like, our opponent's like starting to block, which is fine. It just means that their Dawnblade's going to be way less scary. What BQ are you hitting up this season? Need to know which one to avoid from Tree Frog Dash. Oh man, that's funny. So the first weekend, there's five or six of us going to Charlotte. We're hitting up. We'll go Sigil than that. Hitting up Meeple. Thank you. Yeah, there's Meeple, and then there's another one on Sunday. I can't remember what it's called. I'm playing both of those, and then what is this thing? Attack for 6 with Dominate. I mean, this is fine. We're just gonna throw Whisper here. Yeah, so we're hitting Meeple on Saturday, and then on Sunday is, I can't remember if it's called like Next Level or something like that. But we're hitting both of those. And then the weekend after that, there's actually a local one here, and then there's another one a couple hours away we're hitting. So, You're in North Carolina, right, Jace? Like if memory serves me right. Um, we'll leave something loaded. We played at Victory Point round 1. Yeah, that's yeah. So every time I like saw you posting stuff on Twitter because all that like flesh and blood like suggested stuff pops up for me. Every time I saw you posting stuff, I was like, I know this guy. It's like I know this guy. Like, and it's I've actually really enjoyed like, and I know everybody gets tired of listening to me talk about like Magic, but like from like going from playing Magic to like playing this, like playing Flesh and Blood. I really enjoy playing Flesh and Blood because I feel like everybody's so much more friendly. Like I really enjoy the community as a whole. So yeah, I was like, I love when I see people that I like run into. I like play somebody one time at a tournament, and then like I just end up talking to them or being friends with them somehow. I really enjoy that aspect of this game. So I guess my opponent didn't want to block with the skull cap there. That's the only thing I can come up with here. So I'm up 8 points and I have the pressure right now. I'm just going to take this and see what they do. Okay. So I could try and push the issue here if I wanted to and stop them from attacking a second time. But that feels... I don't know. It feels a little greedy, honestly. So this is going to be for 9. Good lord. So I can block Shockwave, Fighting Spirit, and Somersault. And then I can load 3 items in Arsenal, Somersault, and pass. Springboard Somersault is just one of those such a I don't know, it just feels like a meme, honestly. I'll see you at the Meeple. Okay, awesome, man. That sounds good. I look forward to it, man. I'm just gonna shoot for 3 here. Put more pressure on my opponent. They might think we have a blue here, so if they think we have another blue, then they might be more inclined to block. Because if we had a blue there, we could throw pistol 2 more times. Oh, the Meeple, love that place. I know. I was telling Zach and all them the other day when we were testing that if it hadn't worked out on such a if it hadn't worked out on like the first weekend or whatever, like the weekend that it did, you were actually going to come to the one that was at the Meeple. So I'm gonna jump all in on the first one here. I'm gonna try and force our opponent to make a move here. They've already played 2 red. Oh, that's a blowout. That's an absolute blowout. Now they can attack 1 more time. I mean, I could throw my payload here. Because, what does Twinning Blade say? Oh, it's on the first chain link. Sorry, I gotta look here. 20. You may attack an additional time. So, if I block with payload, and then if they go for like a big buff here, we can springboard it. Big fan of Meeple, great crowd. There's 3 on that Saturday, so there's a chance it won't be too crowded. Thank Lordy. 3 pro quests. Oh, wow. There's 3 pro quests in Charlotte that day? That's insane. Like, that's kind of crazy. I didn't realize that there was that many that day. That's crazy. Wow. I mean, there being 3 pro quests does, like what you're saying, does give it the chance for there to not be that many people, which is always better for events. All right, so this is the first turn we've not had an Arsenal, and that does scare me a little bit. Gonna go ahead and use Tunic here. Okay, so I can do this and 9 them here, or I can 8 them and leave something loaded. I think it's better to 9 my opponent. I think that's the better one. There's 3 within like 45 minutes. Wow. The team is spreading them up. Me and Aaron are hitting up Meeple to beat up the CLT boys. CLT? Is that a team? I'm not like super familiar with the North Carolina Flesh and Blood like teams and scene and stuff. Oh, Charlotte. Well, there you go. That was just me being a schmuck. Oh, that's fun. It's cool you guys are spreading out to like hit different ones and stuff like that. We had talked about trying to do something like that, like having a couple people go to one and like trying to spread everybody out, but like we just like put like our team together and like we're just trying to like have like a camaraderie thing the first weekend where we're all going and hanging out together. So they're just attacking for 5. Am I pitching Iron? Am I pitching Sunkiss to use the legs here? Or is it block with last ditch effort? There's at least 1 or 2 in the deck. They might all 3 be in the deck. So I can block with last ditch effort. Five is very awkward. Be really cool if I had my Skullcap right now because I could just Skullcap and Sink Below. Last ditch effort and pitch Sink Below to use Iron Hide Legs, put Somersault on the bottom, or in the arsenal, and then play Sunkiss, go to 20. And then we have to deal with a whole turn. That's tough. I feel that. I enjoy the team aspect a lot lately. Yeah, dude, like the team, like the whole team thing is like a lot of fun. Or the other option is pitch Sunkiss, Sink Below, block inefficiently, and then I get to 4 my opponent. Or I should probably just load and then arsenal this. So it seems better. I think I'd rather keep the defense reaction. I'm choosing to put the Sink Below on the bottom because Sink Below will be better in my hand than the Springboard will. Gaining life is solid here. It puts us out of reach of just like dying out of nowhere. Alright, now we're back around to pitch stack. My opponent didn't play anything. They just pitched Energy Potion. Like, I think with where I'm at in the game right now, I think serving 12... I need to keep 3 blues to serve 12. Wow. Okay, so we got punished absolutely 0 for taking that like we did. Okay. Having the 4 blues here is awesome. Alright, so we'll come in for 4. I was like, we're going to get cards out of our opponent's hand. This is where Control Dash really starts to take over the game, is late in the game like this. I was never around for it, but a lot of the guys that I play with when I started playing told me that Control Dash used to, like, beat up on Dory because it just, like, you had so many defense reactions in the deck, you could just, like, basically play around everything they were doing. And this is only the second time I've ever played against Dory on the Control Dash list, but it has definitely felt that way to me. This game is almost 100%. Yeah, I mean, like, really locked the game up, and then blocking three times, like, really puts me in the driver's seat, in my opinion, because now They're at a spot where every pistol is lethal. I think, again, I'm in a spot where I can just take this, see what they do. All right, so I go to 14. Now, this is also really fun because I can pistol them for 8 and then come in for 6, which might just be lethal, honestly. I'm going to go ahead and pitch the heart. We're not going to gain any life off of it, but... Okay. So we'll come in. We'll give go again. They'll go to 3. So it's not going to end the game, but it is definitely going to put us in a very favorable position to be able to attack for 6 here at the end of the chain. And we don't gain any life, but I think it's well worth it. Okay, keep their last card, go to 1. I'm going to put heart on the bottom because I don't think it's really doing anything. Like, heart's just a blue pitch at this point. So, this is a conversation that I often have when I'm playing Talishar. My opponent has the, like, reprise 2 for +3 or 1 for +3 or whatever it is. But it only gets +3 if I'm blocked with a card from my hand. So I'm not going to block. Now, one of the comments that people often make to me is you wouldn't know that they have that card if they hadn't accidentally clicked on it. If I was playing in real life, I wouldn't know that my opponent had a card if they hadn't accidentally dropped it on the table. I don't see it as any different. It feels like the same thing to me. So I don't think there's really anything wrong with me using the knowledge that my opponent has given me about the card that's in their arsenal. And unless they have a defense reaction here, we're just going to win the game this turn. Because they're going to block with 2 cards right here. Yeah. I guess I technically would have had 2. I'm not going to take the time to load up all my items. It is technically correct to do that there, but I'm not going to because it just feels a little rude that late in the game when I know the game's over based off what we know is in their arsenal. So, all right, let me take notes from the game here. Average value per turn, 11.31. You like to see that. We won, and I ended the game at 11. All right. Let's see. We are 2-1 now. Playing Dromai. Part of me kind of wants to get revenge against Dromai, but I think this is a matchup that I need to test because this is a very, very hard matchup. We're going to leave Tunic in and want the Command and Conquers, want the That All You Gots, and I don't think I want the Somersaults here. We'll take out a Chamber, 2 Purifiers, and what is the other card that I took out? I mean, I guess 61 is fine because when I take a Chamber out, it's 60 cards. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think having 61 is fine because in Dash, it's really 60. Talishar. Playing against Fi. And I am going first. So I am going to throw the Fighting Spirit here because this matchup is about fatiguing my opponent, and while I am letting them filter a little bit, the more cards I can get out of their hand, the better. The more cards I can get out of their deck, the better. So they're blocking with 3 cards here, like 3 red cards, like that are all good. And I'm going to Arsenal Command and Conquer, because the Command and Conquer will have a lot of value in the following turn. They're starting with a Flame Call Awakening. Going to block with Whisper. Going to take 3 here. We'll take 1. They're going to Fi and come in for 2. They might Arsenal here, but if they have like a... I was kind of hoping they had like a 0 for 4 there so that I could throw my Faith Racine. You want to save your defense reactions in this matchup for the bigger stuff. Now, sometimes, unfortunately, you are forced to make them awkward, but... we'll come in for 6. Hey, we got Shuko out of that. I'd call that an absolute win. Would absolutely call that a win. So I'm going to go ahead and sync below this here and put one of the respites on the bottom, because that's just... this is even better. Works out even better that we're getting value this way. They pitch an Art of War. And then we're going to do this. Put Respite on the bottom. I can pitch Fighting Spirit here to basically net stay the same, but I do give them a +1 from it. I guess the other option is block Skullcap. There is no good option here. 5 is very awkward for my hand, and I need to keep my blue. I'm just going to play the Respite, pitching the Fighting Spirit here. Hey, Zamoon, what's going on, buddy? So I'll net stay the same on life, but they do get the +1, which is a little disappointing. Okay, so they're coming in with a Snatch for 4 here. I kind of want to take 4, give them the Arsenal, and then I can Command and Conquer away that Arsenal, which I think has a lot of value. So gonna attack. I'm gonna give go again. Gonna pitch to load the pistol, and then I'm gonna Command and Conquer. I'm gonna leave the 1 resource up because I can just use that. Their hand must be pretty good if they just took 6. I can use my resource for the Gauntlet here if I want to. Alright, so if I'm keeping a blue here, if I'm keeping Purifier and Zipper Hit, I'm taking 1, or I'm going to spend 1 on the Chamber, hit them for 2, and then play the Purifier, and that leaves me blocking 7, gain 1. I'm going to take 4 here. I would rather block something that I can... this is a very good thing to block. I mean, if they have Razor here, it's kind of a blowout, but... they pass their turn. I mean, I don't mind arsenaling this. This is a good card to have in my arsenal. I'm keeping pace with them, which I think is necessary for me to have a shot to win this matchup. Now, they do get to have a pretty good turn here. or at least a turn where I don't have a lot to do back. I'm going to take 2. Like, I don't... They get a blue Minnowism. Anything I can block efficiently, I will probably block. I'll take 1, go to 23. Blaze Headlong for 4. They pass their turn. So I get to come in for 3 here, and then I get to attack for 6 and gain a life. I mean, it seems pretty good to me, because I get to go to 20. Like, I'm now winning the life total race. Now that was on my crackback, so it's definitely worse for me. The Tree Frog's worst matchup. Oh, this is by far the worst matchup, dude. Like, this is so bad. I like blocking as efficiently as I can. I think I'm forced to take this 3 here. Okay. I mean, might as well block this. We'll take 1. Go to 16. It's like there's no way they're going to break the mask here. I should probably just use my Tunic to block the legs. Use the legs to block here, and I'll go back to 19 this way. Well, this means I can take this, go to 16, and then I have Tunic Oasis Respite, which is really good. If I can save my blue, I can 3 them and leave Chamber loaded, which is really solid. This is... Really need them to have like a 2 or something this turn. Or I really need them to have a 4. Like a Mounting Anger would have been really good to stop here. They get Lava Burst. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just going to go to 10. I'd rather use my Skull Cap on something that I know I can stop. So this is cool because I actually go to 11 here. They're going to use Fi. This is an efficient block. And then they're going to Lava Burst for 6. And I think, unfortunately, I have to take this and go to 5. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, I could go back to 11 and then go to 5 and then serve 3. So it'd be 16 to 5. I think it has to be the play. Okay, now I'm in a spot where I can pistol twice, and that is very good for me. Rise from the Ashes. Oh, there are no more items, so we'll throw that one first. I'll take 1, go to 4. The leak damage is obnoxious, but there's nothing I can do about it. We go to 3. Nope. Click there. Click there. All right, well, it's closer than I'm used to it being, so there's that. Man, would be awesome if we could find a way to get to our turn with this card. Because we could use Tunic and play that. We haven't seen one of those all game, have we? Nope. Haven't seen one all game. Alright, I'm going to start by blocking with Shockwave. Because it does feel very improbable, but... No, I'm going to have to block with it. The gaining life is cool, and I need that, but at the same time, like... Might as well throw it here. I mean, not seeing it this round's on me and the first, like, easily half of my deck is pretty bad. I mean, I can... Are there any Oasis Respites left in the deck? Yeah, there's 1 left in the deck somewhere. So I can go to 6 and then take 2. Now, if my opponent has a Razor here, it's kind of a blowout, but... Because their on-hit effect there just basically does nothing. I'm going to go back to 5. And then I'm definitely going to use the Tunic resource for the Ironhide legs here. Man. Again, I'm going to try to get to my turn with this rounds on me. I just don't think it's going to be possible. I mean, maybe I should have used that more strategically. I just think that the points are more relevant than the draw card effect. Like, I'm happy taking 1 here and going to 4. This is going to be for 7. So, I block 4, gain a life, go to 5, take 3, go to 2. Unfortunately, like, and I don't know why it wasn't going through my brain, but like the Tunic counter, I needed that for this round's on me. So I might have been better to block, but I guess I get to serve 3 this way. I get to try and play offense this way. And I think I need to play offense. Well, I have no way to pitch the heart on my turn. Or on this turn, which is bad. Yeah, we'll throw the Spark of Genius. Need to be able to get to my turn with the heart. Block with Zipper hit. He's going to activate Phoenix Flame, and it's going to be for 2. Well, I'm going to throw Tunic and go to 1, because I'm desperate. And the Salto Wound's going to be for 3. And I get to live. Okay. We go back to 2. Off the heart. And I get to pistol twice here. I mean, my opponent's like 1's not 0, so they take 2, go to 2. I mean, they might as well block with the heart. And they pitch a blue on their turn. Yep. I mean, they have a Razor coming back around at some point. I can go to 1 and then I can block this efficiently and go back to 2. I can block this to stay alive, and then I have to pass. Okay. I definitely should have played the Sink Below first. I will go to 1. I will throw my Fate Foreseen. I will put that on top as a 3 block, and then probably die to whatever's left. Yep, unfortunate. Well played, opponent. Man, that's such a hard matchup. That is such a hard matchup. Oh, I've been playing a lot of mech lately. Have you been playing like Aggro Dash, or have you been playing like controller like Slowy Dash? Let's see. We lost. My opponent was at 2. My average value was 11.33. It's close to what it was the first game. It's an aggro build that sideboard into the Mechanoid. Oh, that's cool. So you're playing like Swapsy's Dash, where you like have like the aggro dash package like that you can also like sideboard into like a controlling dash. That's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Hi and good luck. 2 and 2. I want these pieces. We're going to bring in the Command and Conquer and the Remembrance, and we're going to take out 2 Fate Foreseens. Let's see. We'll start with a Chamber. All right, having Purifier in opening hands is good. But I'll be on Briar for ProQuest season more than likely. No shocks there. There's a lot of people in North Carolina that play Briar, I've noticed. Like I run into a lot of people that play Briar in North Carolina. And Briar's a very good deck. Let's see. We'll block with this rounds on me. I played against the Mechanoid Dash the other day, and it was quite interesting. Okay, I'll block with a blue. I mean, if they attack again, like, a little surprised to see them attack here, but I'm just going to take 4. I would have thought they would have rather have Arsenal card. Sometimes someone's got to play the good deck. Well, Briar's a good deck. I will definitely agree with you on that. Okay, so I mean, killing the Ashwing isn't a must-have here. But we can, so we should. This new aggro build of Dromai is very interesting. I think it's definitely going to test the control dash list a lot. And then I'm going to pitch Healing Balm to play Purifier, and I'm going to Arsenal Sink Below. Drawing Command and Conquer is very good here. Gives us a very solid bust turn. Being able to stop their onslaught of Ashwings here. Just gonna go ahead and take the free bust, and then we'll gain a life off the heart. Like seeing it early. Just can't play Iyslander, or it's an instant lose. Why is it an instant lose if you're playing Briar into Iyslander? I thought that new version of Briar that was like playing the fatigue package was like really good against Iyslander. Is that not the case? We're going to put Heart towards the top because I want to be able to cycle that as quickly as possible. Briar versus Iyslander is not good. That's all Psyops. It's about 25-75 into a good Iyslander. I've only played against it once, and it was this guy from Knoxville. His name's Naib, and he and I ended up winning the game, but I drew very well. I had a lot of Channel Lakes in play. I had Channel Lake in line or in the game for a long time. Played versus Hamilton last week, and it was a non-game. Okay, I mean, that's fair. If anybody is gonna give you a non-game, it would be that guy. Man, Command and Conquer is really awkward. Because I can just block with both my payloads here if I want. And then I can pitch Fighting Spirit into the pistol, hit Miragai, and then use my Healing Bomb to load another thing, and then I can use the Tunic counter to hit the chamber so everything stays loaded except for the pistol. I think that's better than taking 6 and losing my Sink Below. How is Tree Frog into Briar? I've only played one game of Tree Frog into Briar, and I won a close one. I got just enough items set up to be in a good spot. I would say on average, though, that Briar is pretty favored into the Control Dash list, just because Control Dash just can't put on enough pressure early enough to really punish Briar, and they're able to Briar's able to take their big turns with CMH as they come, and they're not really like forcing their hand. Like I'm not like Dash isn't really like forcing their hand or anything, so. I mean, Miragai's obnoxious. Man. I think I need to take this and put another item into play. I'm going to save my Sink Below for whatever they do afterwards. Snapdragons, so they're playing Snapdragons, and they're moving more in on the idea of aggro instead of like the whole like slowing the game down thing. So I can kill Chromai here and put an item into play, which is pretty solid. Yeah, I mean, we're just taking 4 here. Like, this is just a vanilla 4. Life totals are always very non-dash favoring by the time it's over. So we're going to kill Chromai and give go again. reload the pistol. And I am going to go... I'm going to go get a chamber. I think that's the better play here. If I'm able to use my popper this turn, that would be very good. I've already cycled one back into the deck, so I know there's one coming around second cycle. Plus Remembrance is very good for us. Okay. And Sigil of Solace is like just such a free card in that deck. I'm just taking 2 here. Would like to be able to bust whatever they do afterwards, but the Purifier here is not good. So I can block with Fighting Spirit and Skullcap here. Or I block Fighting Spirit, Gauntlet, Pitch Purifier, load Chamber, put Purifier into play, pass. I get to gain a life this way, and I hate to waste a popper on a on something that's not going to bust. But I think having Remembrance allows me to put it back into the deck pretty confidently. So load Chamber. I guess I could hit them for 2 here if I wanted to. I think I'd rather have the things loaded. The more I can have, like, I'm behind, and so I don't need to be playing attack them as much. I think I need to be playing more to get their stuff off the board. I honestly wonder if I should be cutting... If I should be cutting one of the Purifiers. Like, I want to see them as often as possible, but... Like, I want to see... Well, I guess I need it in there so that I can see it as early as possible. So this is what we're doing. Gonna block 5. If he attacks with the Mirror Guy, I'm gonna bust it. Like, he probably won't. The poised decision here by my opponent would be not to attack with it. But I also thought that was the same. Like, I thought that was a very poised decision to not attack with the Uvia the last time I played against. The last time I played against Romai, but it didn't pan out that way either, so I don't know. I mean, I need to kill both of these, so, like, not killing one or the other doesn't really help me. Kill Mirror Guy. We're going to kill Kyloria, too. Kyloria is just so obnoxious. We're going to give Go again. Gonna pitch Fighting Spirit to load pistol. Gonna use Tunic to load one of my items. And then I'm going to punch in for 4. I mean, when the board's clear and I have the ability to punch in, I will do so. Like, my opponent's going to take it here. Okay, so this is the second time that I've played against this new aggro Idromai, and both times they've had defense reactions in. And I said this earlier, but one of the guys on my team would not agree with that decision. So I'm always intrigued by seeing other people do that. Okay. Is that the second Caloria? Yeah, that means there's only one more. Flamescale Furnace? Is this going to be Command and Conquer? So I can block 3, take 3. A block with this round's on me. I load all 3 items, kill Kyloria, leaving all the items loaded, and then I play Sigil, Arsenal, Sunkiss. Yeah. It's less damage that way. Less damage for me to take anyway, that is. We'll go to 26. Kill Kyloria. Arsenal to Sunkiss. Now, I like having the Sink Below and this Pop in my hand. Let's see, I've put 2 into the deck, and I have played 2. That means there's 5 left. So 5 poppers left. One of them's in my hand, so there's 4 more left in the deck, and we have about 7 hands to go. 7 or 8 hands to go before we get back to pitch stack. Alright. So it's not a blowout there if they do have the semblance, whatever it's called, because of the Sink Below. Oh, load this. We'll attack. Now, these turns are the pivotal turns that we need. There are not many turns like this throughout the course of the game, but these turns where we get to just like pop a dragon and pass, like, and they just pass their turn, and we're able to just like put as much pressure on as we can, that's awesome for us. So let's see, we've seen 1 Chromai, all 3 Calorias, and seen 2 Mirror guys. So seeing 2 Mirror, I mean, like, those are all things that are nothing to like laugh at. The Calorias are big ones that we want out of the deck for sure. Chromais are obnoxious because we need double poppers to stop their turns. Us having double popper most of the time is a liability, but sometimes works out. More often than not, I don't want double popper in my hand. Now, if it's late game, I can live with like having a double popper. So we get to put our opponents at 35, and then we're going to go back to 30, and we're going to Arsenal Sink Below. Like, and they have a lot of 0 for 4s in their deck, so we're in a pretty good spot. I feel pretty good about where we're at right now. Okay. Uvi is a problem. I mean, Uvi is really not a problem. Because I can kill it with the pistol, or I can attack it with E-Strike. So, I think I bust their turn. Hey, Billy. What's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? Alright, so we bust the Ashwing. We go use all of these. Spend 2 resources to chamber pistol. We use Tunic to load pistol. We load one of the other chambers off of the last. We load a chamber off of the Tunic resource, and then we 7 them, put healing balm on the bottom. Okay, that seems like a pretty good play, man. Slowly getting better. How's everyone doing? I mean, you know, it's been holidays, man. You know, been busy, been running around like crazy, so it's been busy, but I'm glad to hear that you're getting better, man. I saw some of the pictures and stuff, and it looks scary, brother. I don't personally pray, but I was sending very positive vibes your direction. We'll give go again. We'll kill Uvia. I'm pretty sure at the end of their turn when I was talking, I said I'm going to throw 7 at Uvia, but I meant I'm going to throw 7 at them because I think 7 is just way better than any other thing we have here. So if they take this, we are now in the lead, and they are forced with a tough decision. Okay, so they're going to use Crown here. So that means they take 5, the game is tied, and now they are in a position where they have 5 cards to really try and take the game back from us. So double popper here. I mean, if they have like Chrome Eye into something else, it could be good, but I'm generally not a fan of double popper. Let's see. I mean, there's 2 Chrome Eyes left in the deck. I haven't really been paying attention to their pitch stack, so I'm not sure if they've pitched one or not. Mode is buff power. Okay, so they're going to snap here. I'm going to sink below. How many of our own poppers have we seen? We've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've put 2 on the bottom, so that's 6. This is 7, 8. So putting one of these on the bottom means that there will only be 1 left for me to draw. That is a little bit of a risky proposition, but I also don't know how to just sit on our cards. I don't know if we can just sit on our cards or not here. I am going to sink below. I'm going to put the yellow one on the bottom. Drawing a Fate Foreseen is fine. Gives us a good arsenal here. I don't want to use it now because it would be inefficient. Should hopefully be able to make it Friday and Saturday. Hey, I hope so, man. Hope you can make it. Was like, I think I'm playing both Friday and Saturday. I was like, I haven't been able to play or really see anybody with the holidays and stuff, so I'm excited to get down to the shop. I'm really excited to play Saturday, honestly. I think there's going to be a lot of people come out, you know, for the tournament, you know, to like the tournament we're having for you on Saturday. I think there's going to be a lot of people come out. I think it's going to be a good showing. I think I'm just taking 2 here, going to 25. So this is a really good spot for my Fate Foreseen. I'm going to put that on the bottom. Last Ditch Effort is a very late game card, so I have no interest in seeing it now. All right, let's load these. We'll give go again. So we'll kill Mirror Guy. I don't really want to pitch this. I want to hang on to this. I think I need the Fighting Spirit in my hand, even if it is awkward. Also like arsenaling the Respite here. I've put 3 poppers back into the deck, so I've pitch stacked carefully and played to the late game potential that Dromai has here. Yeah, they're just going to go to 26. I'm just going to Arsenal and pass. Of course, our popper came in our next hand. Lol. What a meme on me right there. Good lord. I'm going to throw 3 here. I think I'd rather block and set up. I have not seen the Remembrance yet. Remembrance would allow me to shuffle 3 back into the deck and have more. I think I'm just going to go to 20 here. Okay, so I get to pop and go back to 21, which I enjoy. We're going to kill both of their Ashwings here. And then it's because I have the instant in my arsenal. So we get to kill both of theirs, keep our last popper before pitch stack in our hand. Sigil of Solace is a good one here. I like to be able to keep both my blues if I can. So they don't, like, I don't know if, like, maybe they do realize what they're doing, but that's 2 games in a row now. I've been able to pop that 1 for 5 like that, which is really good because Phantasmal Footsteps used to really scare me when it came to that kind of stuff. I am surprised to see them play Sigil of Solace there. So I can activate. I'm going to reload this, and then I'm just going to shoot for 4, and then as a reaction, I'm going to Sigil. Go back to 24. I want to have the Tunic Respite up for whenever I need it. Like, again, their defense reactions are not good for them. They put them in there because they're afraid that I'm playing Aggro Dash. I also think it's funny that it asks me how I want to put my cards back into my deck when it's the same card. I understand that the AI, like the computer programming, is probably not smart enough to realize what it's being asked, but it is kind of humorous to me. Mode is Buff Power. Gonna block with Whisper. Then as a reaction, we're gonna Tunic Oasis Respite. I get to prevent all of this, and I get to go to 25. So their turn just nets with me gaining ends with me gaining a life, and I get to 12 them here. Do 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 do. Reload this. Come in for 4 more here. So we have a Purifier and a Chamber loaded. They obviously have a big hand because they didn't even blink at taking all the damage. It looked like they thought about it for a second on the first attack there, but just going to go to 21. I'll go to 20 here. I mean, so I'm actually really content just blocking this here and popping it because I get to go to 17 and their Silken Form was worth nothing. Like they tried to turn it into a point and it just did nothing for them. And honestly, nothing brings me more joy. Silken Form is not a very good card. And I will be the first to admit that when everybody was playing Silken Form in Dromai originally, I was like, okay, obviously all these people know what they're talking about. Just to be clear before I go any further, I'm not saying that the people who made the original Dromai deck do not know what they're talking about. I want to make that clear. But what I am saying is that one of the guys on our team, his name's Blake, and he's like the Dromai player. Like he loves to play Dromai, even when sometimes he probably shouldn't. But he always talked about how bad Silken Form was and how it just was not impressive and everything else. And I always thought to myself, like, okay, like it could be that it's bad. It could just be Blake's being a little weird. Like it's hard to tell with him sometimes. So, but yeah, like Silken Form was terrible right there. Even if Silken Form had done a point right there, like even if it had done something, it wouldn't have mattered. Like, Billowing Mirage is fine. I'm just going to take 3. I'm going to take the 1 here. If they play something big, I probably will pitch the Healing Bomb. I mean, so that does suck. There's honestly nothing I can really do about this other than just take 3 right here, which is pretty unfortunate. Now, I can kill 3 of those things. So that is cool, but late game Rake the Embers is good value for them. Alright, kill that, give go again. Kill that, give go again. Load this. Kill this. No reactions, and then as an instant I'll play Remembrance. Now we just gotta find the poppers we want back in the deck. I like putting the Fighting Spirits back in the deck because they do gain a life. And I do think that the life is relevant. Okay. Alright, so let's see how many poppers are over here now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That means there's 5 poppers in the deck. I mean, that's pretty solid. I am going to throw the Zipper Hit at the Chromai here just to block it. I would like to save the Respite for something else, if I can. Yep. It is unfortunate. So this is cool because this is exactly what I was waiting for. I take nothing, they don't draw a card, and I get to gain a life there. Like, I would consider that a win. Okay, we're going to pitch this. We're going to kill Ravioli. We're going to give go again. Load, load. Go back to 10. I think that's our best play. I think gaining 3 to go back to 10 is better than anything else that we had there. Play Burn Them All, then play Flamescale Furnace. You know, I haven't seen any of the big dragons in these new lists that I keep seeing. All right. Now, do I serve 8 or do I serve 12? I think the answer is that I serve 8 and I keep their board clean. I do think it's important to kill their stuff. Now, I just immediately made a mistake, and it's something that I've mentioned in the past. I should have attacked my opponent for 4, and I should have attacked the Ether Ashwing last. It would have made my opponent think about what I was doing and what they should be doing. So it was definitely incorrect for me to block there. Or to attack the Ashwing with my first attack. It should have been my last attack. And that was just a poor decision on my part. So so I'm gonna block 3 here. Because a single blue allows me to attack for 12. I will take the arcane damage, and then I'm gonna bust this. Crazy part is this new aggro Jeremiah, like, I almost fatigue it most games. Like, I think I did the first time I played against it. Or, I'm sorry, this is the 3rd time I played against this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're at the point where my opponent's going to have to do some blocking. Even if it is a defense reaction from their arsenal, they still have to do some blocking here. Now, depending on how much blocking they do is going to tell me whether I need to use my Fighting Spirit as resources or hold it for a bust. If we get rid of most of the cards in their hand, then I'm going to be in a position where I'm able to use my Fighting Spirit for resources. But if they keep most of their cards, which it appears they are going to, I'm going to keep the Fighting Spirit in my hand as a bust. Because they're going to give us probably a card in Furnace here, if I had to guess. Or there might be a more efficient way for them to block, I'm not sure. So they're just going to go to 1? Interesting. So I ended up drawing another popper in my hand, which was not guaranteed. I could have taken a chance that I did that, but that was not guaranteed. I'm just going to take 3 here. Go to 5. So I still have 1 action point. I mean, I was like, they can still do stuff here. It's not like their turn's just over. And my opponent saw the writing on the wall there. So the blues, the blue and the yellow and the purifier was going to allow me to attack for 12 there. So we definitely won the game. Oh, let's see here. Teleshar, we played against Dromai. We went second. They chose to go first. Win. Ended the game at 4 and 6.79. Oh, all right. Well, 3 and 2. I mean, it's not too bad, all things considered. We lost an extremely close game to Phi, which we almost won, and we lost an extremely close game to Dromai, which we almost won. I mean, like, we were a couple cards and a couple situations away from being 5-0 today. So I don't know. Like, the Control Dash deck feels really good. I don't know. Like, it feels really solid. The question is if I take the Control Dash list to ProQuest and I play against Fies all day, it's going to be a very hard day for me. But if I go and I play against Icelander all day and I play against like other dashes, I'll do very well against other dash. I'll do very well against Guardian. Like, there's a lot of good matchups. I think I'll do very well against Dromai. So I don't know. There's a lot to think about there. But that is it for the day, guys. Thanks for coming by and hanging out, keeping me company. If you're new to the stream, hit that follow button. Really helps me out. I'd appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow for some more streaming. I'll probably be playing Icelander and Control Dash tomorrow. Probably going to be a little bit longer one, too. I might get started in the morning, so we'll see what happens. But thanks for hanging out today, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.